The behavior observation of the white-tailed deer, Odoculus virginianus. The observation took place in a residence yard in northern Ontario during the spring season. It is beginning in May, and the days are getting longer. But right now it's dusk, meaning the activity period for this particular species at its peak, meaning it is most active during sunset and sunrise during low light periods. This small herd of 3 white-tailed deer are feeding on post-winter green-up, where nutritional demands are at its peak. Northern Ontario is at the most northerly range of the white-tailed deer. These deer are very thin after a long winter, and summer is still not close by, but thankfully the snow has all melted away, makes feeding a lot easier to find food sources like lawns. They're beginning to grow green again. The winter is very limited to woody tree sources like conifer branches or leftover seeds found in the snow layer. But come spring, their diet transitions from softer foods like grasses, flowers, and new growth of tree and shrubs. Some of these deer could be pregnant, but are waiting for the full flush of summer to breed their offspring. Until then, they will eat as much as possible to develop their young in the womb. But not only the deer are hungry in spring. Many predators inhabit the fringe of the cities of Ontario. Wolves, coyotes, and soon-to-be-awakened bears will be out roaming. Throughout feeding, they display sentinel patterns, where at least one individual maintains head position scanning, while the others continue feeding. Behavioral observations are examined, such as locomotion, walking or trotting, intentional movements from one point to another, a steady pace without high-speed galloping, seen in flight. They just travel between food sources. At least one hoof is on the contact of the ground at all times. Used when moving between different patches of food or approaching the tree line, not in any rush or sense of danger. Foraging is another behavior. Its head is lowered to the ground, mouth moving and chewing, while motion of consuming vegetation. It is primary activity during the observation. Scanning. When a head is raised above the shoulder levels, ear up upright, an animal is stationary. Performed when others are foraging, generally is one at a time, rotating between individuals. Alert or high arousal. The animal stands motionless with its head held high, neck extended, and ears pointed towards a specific stimulus. Unlike scan, the gaze is fixed upon a single point, and the ears appear tense. This occurs immediately after a sharp sound or when the sight of predator is gained, and response is flight. Time budget behaviors involve constant trade-offs. Animals must balance between the cost of one activity against another, such as the time spent foraging versus time spent hiding from predators. The ultimate reason for these trade-offs are the fitness and survival. The scan behavior is evolutionary trade-off. Every second it is spent scanning is loss of energy because it could have been feeding. However, if the deer doesn't scan, then historically it is taken out by predators. Vigilance is the abrupt change from the body's tense, fixed eyes position. It is a response to dogs approaching presence. Flight is a rapid locomotion movement, galloping away from perceived threat. It is triggered by the dog entering the yard and scans the predators. The white tail flag is a vertical lifting of the tail, exposed to the white underside, and often accompanied by a flicking motion of the animal stationary beginning to move. This is a vital communication between the presence, then is often dropped as soon as it enters the brush, which confuses the predator. And